Welcome, everyone, to the Farms News Podcast Network. It's your contrarian agrarians, Sue Belcom
and Annie Carlson.
And we're here to bring you some information this week about one of Farm's best education offerings. Annie, October's time for Farm Beginnings to begin. And I know that you've done this program for at least 3 years. Can you tell me a little bit about the program? What textbooks it uses? Whatever else people need to know about Farm Beginnings.
Farm Beginnings is Farms' keystone course. And what we mean by keystone is that it is the key to farming. And at Farms, we grow farmers. And this is the course where you learn how to be a farmer. You learn how to farm differently, add new enterprises, farm in a more sustainable, organic way. Even if you're an experienced farmer, you certainly have things you can learn in this class. This class ranges from people who just have an idea that they want to farm, maybe are interested in someday farming, to people who've been farming for 30 years and want to change the way they're running their operation. Want to bring children into the operation or new people onto their operation. How can they incorporate them into their farming practices? So Farm Beginnings is 8 sessions. It starts in October 12th. And that first session is one of my favorites. It's going to be led by Joshua Dukart, a holistic management educator from Bismarck. And Joshua, I always tell him, he quite literally changed my husband and I's life. When he came and talked about Farm Beginnings the first time, he talked about holistic farm planning and whole farm planning in a holistic management way, and really changed the way John and I thought of our farm and our operation and how we were doing things. And that really frames the way you're going to approach the rest of Farm Beginnings. So that's why we always have Joshua first. He really sets the stage on how we're going to look at all the information we're going to learn those next 7 sessions.
So, do you use any textbooks when you do this training? Is it like going back to school, and is there like lots of homework?
This is like the crash course in agriculture, sustainable and organic agriculture. So we use 2 primary texts. The first one is Joel Salatin's classic, You Can Farm. It's 486 pages. We will read it all over the course of 8 weeks, or the 8 sessions. You'll have a little bit of homework after every session to kind of prepare you for that final day when you present your business plan to the class. So each time you're going to be working towards that business plan. Joel Salatin's You Can Farm serves as kind of an inspiration and a guide to what's possible on a small farm or what's possible with new enterprises on an existing farm, what to look for, what to grow, what not to grow. The discussions that we have when he lists his 10 best and 10 worst enterprises are awesome. It's my favorite part of the class. And our second text that we use is from the University of Minnesota and the SARE organization. It's called Building a Sustainable Business. And this is a textbook/workbook. So it gives you examples and descriptions of other farmers and what they've done, and then also gives you plenty of blank pages to fill in your own information.
And those textbooks are part of the course offering, so it's not like we're going to ask you to come to the course and buy extra textbooks. But what if you have a job, and what if you're like, oh man, I can't do 8 weeks? It's not all at once either, is it?
No, it's two Saturdays every month. So it's 2 Saturdays in October, 2 Saturdays in November, 2 Saturdays in December, and then 2 in January.
And that final class I see is a presentation of your farm business plan. So
yes.
What do you do with a farm business plan once you're done taking the course?
The farm business plan serves as a guide. It serves as a plan of action for you as the farmer. So your operation knows this is what we're going to do in the next year. This is how we're going to sell it. This is how we're going to grow it. This is what we're going to grow. This is where we're going to grow it. This is who we're going to market it to and what we're going to sell it for. It really gives you a concrete guide. So rather than just saying, yeah, we're going to farm. I don't know what we're going to grow, and I'm not really sure where we're going to sell it, but we're just going to do it. It's going to be great. It makes you sit down and plan out. Okay, how many potatoes can the 2 of us plant? How many chickens can the 2 of us raise? So it really makes you think about what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and gives you that plan for the first year. It also works when you're going in and looking for financing. So if you need some loan money to get started, maybe buy a tractor or some other implements or maybe some raspberry bushes or whatever, it gives you a solid business plan and some projections to take into a lender and say, this is what we want to do, and this is how we think we can make money at it. Rather than just going in and saying, well, I kind of like to raise raspberries. Can I have $15,000? They're going to laugh you out of the office. You really had to have a solid business plan, know what you're doing and how you're going to do it to convince them to loan you some money.
Well, what if I do not want to drive to Medina, North Dakota for 8 Saturdays during winter when weather is unpredictable in North Dakota?
You don't have to drive to Medina, Sue. You can log in via webinar from the comfort of your own home. You can sit in your pajamas with your mug of coffee, log in, and learn how to farm.
Well, that sounds really, 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 really like a good deal. Well, tell me, Annie, tell me what the very first Farm Beginnings session is going to be about with Joshua Dukart and Whole Farm Planning.
The first session begins on October 12th, and Joshua is going to take you through the fact that a farm is more than just inputs and outputs. It's a way of life, and you're going to look at social aspect of the farm, the economic aspect, and the environmental aspect of it. It's great to make a lot of money, but if you don't have any friends or you're not part of your community and you are the husband and wife or business partners or father and son aren't working well together, then that's not as enjoyable. So we really want to talk about what he calls the triple bottom line. And he's going to talk to us about holistic management and looking at whole farm planning and not just cash in, cash out, but how is this leading to enjoyment for us? Do we have the quality of life that we've wanted? Are we able to do the hobbies and activities and spend the time together that we want?
Wow, that really sounds like fun, and it sounds like my way of farming too. And just to let you all know out there, I have to take this course too, and I'm really looking forward to it. And so if you want to join us, please call 701-486-3569 or email info@farms, FARRMS.org for more information about Farm Beginnings. We would love if you could sign up today, and stay tuned because we're going to talk more about each of the individual sessions as they come about. However, you must sign up before October 12th because once we get started, we're not going to let you in.
And Sue, I just have to say that my husband and I took this course 3 years ago and came together, got a babysitter for the kids, and came to every course. It still is influencing the way we farm.
I think, didn't you refer that to some that was like your farm date or something for the week?
Yep, that's how farmers keep the love alive.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so
for more information about Farm Beginnings or future podcasts on our new website, farmsnews.com, our own YouTube channel at youtube.com/farmsnews, and our very own iTunes channel. It's easy to join us every week for Farms News.
But it's not just about us. It's about you and what you want. If you have an issue, a comment, or you'd like to be a guest on our next episode, call us again at those same numbers, 701-527-5169 or 486-3569, or email info@farms.org.
Don't forget to stop by often at farmsnews.com. We'll see you next week on the Farms News Podcast Network.
Bye now.